Good morning. Welcome to Sunrise Stroll and Chat here at Magdala. A few minutes later today because the sun has already come up a little late. So already was the wrong word. And there was quite a lot of cloud but some fantastic sky. And we filmed that for you. We'll mention that later when everybody is on board. Welcome everybody. So happy to see California here and so many other places already. It's going to be it has been a glorious dawn and sunrise. Hello Rocco. Chicago is with us, and New Jersey, and Texas, and Mississippi. Well, this is a sunrise, not an evening. So it's a morning. Good morning, everybody. Mexico, Colorado, Canada. God bless you all. It's wonderful to have you with us here in Galilee, at the Sea of Galilee. Now watch this cloud over there, because the sun is peeping out behind that cloud. Look, right there. What you see above is radiation from the sun, but right here in the middle of the cloud, I think, well maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I think I'm wrong. But in there somewhere is the sun. I didn't expect all this cloud this morning. It's just fantastic. It was fantastic. It was amazing. You know, there's beauty in the sunrise when it's a very clear day and it's just total golden sunrise. But these clouds, you know, they bring such variety, such nuancing of light. It's amazing. Clouds can do that. They're not always only trouble, okay? The clouds of our life can bring amazing nuance to our virtue, our life of friendship with God, our life of service to others. Imagine this terrible cloud of corona, and to see how the generosity of the nurses and doctors and first responders blossomed. The horrors of 9/11 and those firefighters going in, the human heart ablaze with sacrificial love. Clouds and troubles should not get us to frown. They should get us to think, where is God revealing glory now? Pennsylvania, you got a friend in Pennsylvania. Welcome everybody. It's so wonderful to have you here this morning. So something beautiful happened. There was such an incredible sky, and I was blessed to be up a little earlier, and I saw the opportunity and I did a thank you I've been owing for quite a while, a few weeks, and I really had it on my conscience, to all the Spanish speakers who worked so hard. There were a number of them who participated in our Sunrise Stroll and Chat who drove up the numbers for the YouTube channel a few weeks ago. And I need to thank them. And so I did a video in Spanish this morning of the red sky. All this was totally red, okay? And since it was too early to get you on board, because you weren't counting on that early start, I decided to do a thank you video, and I'll post it on YouTube. Now the good thing about that video in Spanish is going to be that all the video coverage, the visuals are all in English. You don't have to understand the Spanish to enjoy the sky. The sky was absolutely incredible 20 minutes ago. Absolutely amazing. So again, here we are in Magdala at the Sunrise Stroll and Chat. Welcome everybody. It was a delightful sky. So you're going to see two videos at some point on the YouTube channel today, and this morning hopefully, depending how soon I get them up. And then you can enjoy the beauty of creation in an extraordinary way as it happened this morning. So good people, let's hear a word from the Lord. And as usual, it's extraordinary. Both parts, the reading from the Acts of the Apostles, it's actually getting to be so strong that I have a recommendation for you. We're in chapter 22, a line or so or whatever, and chapter 23 of the Acts of the Apostles. And what I want you to do is, today's Thursday, so tomorrow's Friday, so you're hitting into the weekend. This is Pentecost. I'd love you to read these 3 or 4 chapters from 20 to 25, 26, all that area. Just read it straight through slowly. If you're a beer drinker, have a nice beer, sit out at your sunset, rest on your bed, turn off the television, turn off your messaging. Just leave time for God. Take time for God and just read these chapters and see. I mean, just think you're a movie director and say, how will I put that into a movie? It's extraordinary, the drama, the moves of Providence, the moves of Paul, the moves of Herod Agrippa, the move of the Roman governor. It's amazing. It's amazing. The conversations are so incredible. So we'll be surely seeing those over the coming days, maybe a week or so. I'm not sure how long it'll take us to get through all of that. I haven't checked the division, the scheduling and the liturgy, but it's something brilliant. Something you got to experience. You will never regret it. It's awesome. And learn to do this. We'll talk more about it as we get there. But today there was a bit of a struggle, and the divisions inside the community between Pharisees and Sadducees kind of provided an occasion for Paul to be whipped out and by the governor taken out of this struggle. And so then he had an inspiration from God that night in the compound where he was in custody for his protection. Take courage, Paul, for just as you have borne witness to my cause in Jerusalem, so you must also bear witness in Rome, in the capital of the empire. So sometimes, we're taken to places not by our will, but we're taken to places that are going to be very, very special in our lives forever. So even this corona period can be one of those experiences that can leave a mark in our lives, there were the birds, forever. Forever. So our lives have extraordinary value. Every minute has, every experience has, every circumstance has. There's a grace in every circumstance, a grace reaching to eternity. And it's for you. Wow, nice crow there. Going slowly, we got a nice view. There's some kids over there at the end of the ramp. They were out all night. They were talking a little bit, but they didn't wake me up too early. They have their music going. The Arab young people are celebrating the end of Ramadan, and after combined with quarantine and Ramadan together, they're letting out a little energy, but they're rather quiet, interestingly. Other years it has been rowdier. And we're happy that they're celebrating, and we're praying for them to be blessed. So let me take you on a little stroll, because I have a few things I'd like to do today. That's the idea. So let's go for a little walk and stroll and think about how there's a grace in every circumstance. A grace for you. Thought about from God for forever. Let's walk with that thought for a moment. These are bougainvillea. We gotta look back here because this is changing every second. So Magdala family, we're on our way around the site of Magdala a little bit. I want to catch a few things for you. And we're pondering how there's a grace in every circumstance. There's a gift that the Lord has for us. See Tiberias being lit up by the rising sun. And sometimes we just get tied up in the little difficulties of the circumstances, and we miss the core of the gift that's happening there. A huge gift from the Creator, from the Holy Trinity, to bless us. Now yesterday something special happened. I got another inspiration for Mass, and I changed the title. Usually they're the same in the Stroll Chat as in the Mass, but the title was The Inside Story. And yesterday, because we had Pastor Bina, and that was wonderful, and please pray for her trip today to the United States. And so we had more time doing that, so we didn't really get too much of the gospel. But the gospel passage is extraordinary. This chapter 17 of St. John. And we just have to go in there a little bit more today. So the title we gave it yesterday was The Inside Story. And the inside story is, sorry about that, I tried to get birds for you there. The inside story is the inside story of everything. Of everything. Of the worst nightmares you had, and the greatest joys you had, and the reason why you were born, why you were conceived in your mother's womb, why everything. The inside story. So what's the inside story? It's a conversation. And what's the conversation? Who's speaking? Well, the deepest, most powerful, most significant conversation ever happened, always happening, forever happening, and it's inside the Holy Trinity. This is the inside story, people. We all love to hear the inside story, but the inside story is amazing. And that's the conversation between the eternal Word and the Father. The Word proceeding from the Father. And the conversation, you'll have to go back and read it because we won't be able to do all of that in this chat. Or you could also listen a little bit to the homily, the thoughts after the gospel yesterday at Mass, which should be, it's not on my Facebook, it's on the Magdala Facebook page, okay? So it's called, I think it's called Magdala Experience. If you don't have it, just Google Magdala Experience, or maybe somebody there can write a little note who's familiar with it and can post it for you. And go in there and check out the homily, these thoughts about the conversation inside the Trinity, of which we're allowed to be a fly on the wall. But not just a fly on the wall. We're part of the conversation. We're the subject matter, because the eternal Word is speaking to the Father about us, about you. And we're in the conversation. And we're listening to it, and it's a conversation about us, and it's the eternal love strategizing about us. How to bless us. Imagine that eternal Trinity is busy working out our salvation. That is absolutely amazing. Watch those birds. Well, they're so small now, I don't know, you probably mightn't have seen them. I couldn't notice them on the screen, but I know the screen caught them. Maybe you can go back afterwards and check it out. I need to open this little gate here, so bear with me. Let me give you a little bit of sun rays while I'm doing that. And you can enjoy the sun there. There we had those birds again, but I need to be more focused on them to get them. Isn't that gorgeous? When we see an amazing work of art, you know, we're stunned by the artist and we say, gee whiz, if I could be an artist like that, you know. But what do we have here? We have an amazing work of art, and it's changing every second, and it fills our hearts with delight. We're beside ourselves with joy. There the birds went by again now, and I couldn't see them, so my eyes haven't picked up that detail, but if we expand the camera we could catch them. But let's focus on the sun for now. Isn't that beautiful? See, without the clouds we'd have the same one as yesterday, and the clouds bring that difference, that beauty. Just enjoy and take it in. The psalm line today is very, very well based, because if the Holy Trinity is talking about us and our salvation, our protection, our abundant life, that we can enjoy the fullness of the best of life forever, then this line from the Psalm, which is verse 1 of Psalm 16, is so powerful. Keep me safe, O God, you are my hope. Keep me safe, O God, you are my hope. Maybe so much in our lives was dashed. Maybe even, let's say, something horrible like an amputation. But look at this tree here. Completely cut off. You see that stub right there in the center of the screen? Let me blow it up for you. That's the trunk of a tree. What hope did that tree have? And look at this. A new sprout. A new sprout. And this word of God brings so much light into our life. Our life is going to blossom no matter what blight hit it. Let's not close our eyes to the light. Keep me safe, O God, you are my hope. You know, some people write checks and there's no money in the bank and it bounces. But this check don't bounce. This check ain't bouncing, because the Holy Trinity is there for me. So this prayer is heard. Keep me safe, O God, you are my hope. Let's go down to the edge of the waters. Right to the very edge. Oops, sorry about that. My little microphone cable got caught in a thistle. There we go. Let me show you the culprit. This was the thistle that caught the microphone. Right here. Where are we, thistle? There we go, this guy. You see that guy? He's the one that caught my microphone cable. A dried up thistle, but that's full of life. That thistle is full of life, as dried up as it looks. Some people write off the elderly. People wrote off Sarah in her advanced age, Elizabeth, Zach's wife, mom for John the Baptist. But there is so much life in every person. The Down syndrome, the person who can't read or write, the person who's broke, the person who's financially, emotionally broken. There is so much life in there waiting to blossom when they get a little of the fresh water. And we're looking for that at Pentecost. and we're getting closer. So there we are now. Let's take some nice time here at this beautiful spot. Let's relax. Sit back, feast your eyes Can you hear the ripples of the water? The trees at the side of water. And may they raise their children, based on this prayerful comment that was just written, may they raise their children also in good preparation for the future, so that this problem doesn't become cyclical and repetitive, that people will once again understand the real values of life, and to be able to forfeit momentary pleasures to prepare character, to prepare relationships deeply. So many painful marriages, as you just mentioned here in this comment. So many difficulties, because our society has made a lot of choices that really were poor choices. And I'm not talking about just the partner choice, but especially the lifestyle choice. And the priority given to work over family, the priority given to pleasures over true joy. We need a deep renewal of our society. And it cannot be improvised. You know, if a bone breaks, you just don't wrap a piece of cellophane around it like you do for a broken pen or something, and you can keep writing. If a bone breaks, it has to be in a cast for how many months until it heals, and then there has to be therapy, rehabilitation therapy, to start walking again if it's a major bone of the leg. And how can we fix our society that's so broken, families so broken? We have to prepare the children, because the children today that are 8 or 10 years old, in another 8 or 10 years that goes so quickly, they're going to be faced with all the choices that the world offers and tells them, just do whatever you want. You're free. And nobody questions the freedom, but people question, what do you want and what is the best for you? Is just because I want it, an extra kilogram of a pound of sugar, is that what I need to eat right now? Just because I like it, is that make it healthy for a future marriage, for being a parent in the future? for being a healthy person. So there are thousands of little choices going into the big ones and having lots of consequence. So we need to pray and help children from the very earliest age to understand the significance of choices and how they can set us up for real big problems if we don't make the choices right. There's a famous proverb, a little mistake at the beginning can lead to huge issues down the road. For example, if you start driving from Jerusalem to Galilee and you just take one turn wrong, well, you could end up in the Negev, at Mount Sinai, and you might never get to Galilee. So when we're driving in the wrong direction, we're getting further from our goal. People, I'm not going to be able to go in as much as I wanted to into this part of the Gospel of 17, the last part of this Gospel of John. And I just give you the title, but I hope, God willing, to deal with it more at Mass than today. The Holy Spirit leads the thoughts. Jesus saying to the Father, "Righteous Father, the world does not know you, but I know you, and they know that you sent me." And we're listening to this conversation. And then he says, "I have made known to them your name, and I will make it known, that the love with which you love me," that's the Father loving the eternal Word, "may be in them and I in them." So we're not made just to be a fly on the wall for a conversation, but we're actually brought into the dynamic of the love, the flux of the love, the incredible energy of the love, the goodness of the love of the Trinity. And that's where we live, and that's where we belong. Not just here at the Sea of Galilee, at the Sunrise Stroll and Chat. This is just the remotest appetizer. We belong forever with the Trinity. May the Lord bless you and hold you in the palm of His hand and fill you with life and His goodness. May we learn more and more. Let us develop a taste for this. Let us spend time with John 17 and with all of Scripture. Let us do it also in a gentle, growing way. Let's not just do this one super dive today and forget about it tomorrow. A relationship takes time, you know that. And let's prepare to do deep relationships with each other. Let's prepare our children for deep, faithful, solid relationships of service, of support, of giving our lives for others. And this inside of the mystery of the Trinity. May you be blessed. Thank you for joining us this morning for this incredibly beautiful morning, and hope to see you later, alligator. God bless you.